Hey, what's up everyone? Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here. Another video for your gear of the week. And this week I have something pretty cool. Something I didn't think that I'd be interested in, but I was kind of proven wrong when I got hands-on with this. And I think it's a cool little thing. Well, I have my D600. That's why I'm using my GoPro to film. Sorry about that. But I want to do a review for an accessory. I don't do a ton of accessory reviews, but I figured that this would be something that is deemed necessary. And it actually could really help protect your equipment and make your camera bodies more durable and make its quality last longer, and that is by this little guy. What the heck is this? First of all, compared to other brands, compared to other different accessories, they have more of a silicone-y type feel, and it feels more slippery. But instantly with this, like I said, I'll put this on the camera in a second. I'll show close-ups of everything in there. But instantly with this, it feels a lot more rugged, more rubbery, and it just feels like you get that extra grip, in which they claim it's got better grip, scratch-proof, shock-proof, you know, all that kind of stuff, dust-proof, etc. So I feel like this is a pretty good cover. And so let's take a look at that right now. So I kind of just did an unofficial type time lapse with this, but and there's going to be a reason why I kept this like this, and I have a eye cup on this. I'll cover that in a second in regards to some modifications that this should have. But essentially, this is what you're looking at right here. This feels extremely durable, and one thing I wanted to look for was making sure that you knew what buttons are where. I mean, I know this camera back and front anyway, but for a lot of people who are getting these cameras, maybe they want the extra protection, especially if they do a lot of outdoor shooting, if they're in bad weather, you know, dust, gear, blah, everything on there. This is a good, this is actually really, I think, a really good accessory to have for your camera, you know, if you're in that kind of environment. They did a good job on the most part for keeping like the external things you need open in regards to like your top screen, like the top of your camera here for your flash. It shows off your Nikon, and I really wanted, because a lot of people like this as well, to show off the badge of your camera. So for example, the Nikon D600, you can see that this is the bottom opened, so you don't have any issues going into your battery. Now, these are made specifically per camera. There's not just one universal one, obviously, because all different cameras are different sizes. So you have to look specifically for your camera. It's a lot of the newer stuff. So if you go back to like older stuff like my D700, there really isn't anything. A lot of things are externalized, which is great. Your dial up top, your flash shoe, which is a cool little thing you can get right here and just kind of slide right in, and that, you know, protects your hot shoe cover, which is key because a lot of people lose the little plastic things, like I did for this. So that's a great thing to have to protect this from anything external. It's extremely durable. You know, I could tell that this is pretty shockproof. You know, it's a really good material. The big thing, as I said, shows the badge, and you can actually see the impressions of the buttons. Once again, I'll throw up video of that, you know, so you know what is what. Everything is pretty clickable, and you know that it'll work 100%. Side door seems to open pretty fine. No flaw there. Awesome. You know, and the argument might be, well, this isn't flush, but it pretty much is, because I even took off the eye cap to put this on. But the thing is, the impression right here for the shutter speed, it's a little deep. So I feel like the front cover here is just a little too far out, and it's not so convenient to use that. And once again, that's even pressing down on this. So if this little lip was actually a little smaller right here underneath the red right here, I think it'd be more convenient. On and off seems actually pretty fine. That's okay. All the buttons up top seem okay. You can pop your flash off with no problem if you do it that way. External flash doesn't matter. One of the two biggest things for me, besides the impression, the aperture on the back is actually okay. That has a good impression right there. So it's the shutter speed for me, which I feel that could be greatly improved. The function button works fine. There's no issues taking on and off your lens cap, which is great. Eye cap back here. I essentially use an eye cap to block out ambient light. And for a lot of people who have glasses, they use these eye cups and eye caps and everything. I've talked about those before. But the problem with this is you can only use this with, you know, your square or it all depending on what they have. You can't have any modifications. So my honest opinion would be to literally get rid of that part. I understand you're trying to protect the hot shoe up top, but you're going to miss out on a lot of people who can't use this because they use modifications. So that's one thing that I say that kind of detracts from detracts from this, because there's so much great things that this can do, and to live on your camera, this would be great. But the issue is, you can't fully use it because this is getting in the way. So I would actually scrap that if that's, if you guys can do that. In regards to your access panel to all your ports and everything, and that's where you can open these flaps up to open up your mic, your input, your HDMI, your all that kind of stuff, your your GPS units, USB, is the fact that they're a little too tough. Because I use an external mic, so I'll have my mic cord here, put that, and this on top, with my mic. But the problem is with this, and I'll even show you, I'll open it, usually it stays open, it like forces it shut, and that can bend pins and all that kind of stuff. So I would recommend either just doing a universal flap or just leaving this part open as well. And I actually think it would make sense more to leave this open, because these are already rubberized, kind of like the flap on the side. So in my opinion, I wouldn't have these as well. You could simply modify this to, cut it out either. It doesn't really matter. And the cool thing about this entire product, it's like $30, and you can get them at B&H, Easy Covers, or anything like that. I'll have all that description down below. But overall, for $30, I think this is a pretty interesting buy if you don't have a lot of modifications for your camera. And once again, the bottom isn't affected whatsoever. So that's all I got. Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye. A cool accessory for your camera body that's different from a lot of the other ones that I've seen and tested, with just simple modifications that you could even do yourself if you wanted. Can make this really, really stand out. So that's all I got. Hopefully you guys like this review. I know it was a bit longer, but it was a different product that I wanted to get, and I wanted to help, because the company asked, what my feelings were, and some things that I thought they could be fixed. So that's all I got. Eric Ross, the guy with the eye. Keep an eye out.